This is the Glatt Properties Podcast, Episode 1. Hey gang, welcome to the show. I am your host, Bruce Gladhorn. Let's jump right in. The show is designed to help the average person learn the real estate game. We're going to be talking about everything in short, super easy to listen to episodes. We'll have stories, interviews with other industry leaders. We're going to be talking about concepts and mindset. But most of all, we're going to laugh at the horrible and highlight the positives. If you have any questions or stories you'd like to share, go ahead and email them into us. All that contact info will be in the description below. Enough of that. Let's get this thing started. Getting into real estate is a risk for everyone. That's why the first thing that we're going to be talking about in episode 1 is understanding that risk and dealing with it. Because the future is unknown, and there's no amount of planning that can prepare you for what you will encounter. There's always that knot, at least I get it, that you feel in your stomach when you're starting something new. It's that anxiety, it's that fear, it's that limiting belief manifesting itself physically. There's no way that you're not going to have this when you start something new. It's bound to happen. It's a survival instinct to let us know that our brain has seen some red flags. You know, when I first got into the industry years ago, it definitely took me a few weeks to get over that. I still have it a little bit to this day, but what you need to do is learn how to control that and read it. One of the things that I did in order to get comfortable with that uncomfortable feeling is I just went around and started knocking on people's doors and told them that I was a real estate agent. I got into the industry and I want to sell your house. Not a single person for 3 months said, "Hey, buddy, I want you to sell my house." Not a single person. But that's okay. That's part of the game. You're going to strike out until you don't. I can't blame them. I was in my mid-20s, still in my 20s. But, you know, I had these same 2 pairs of pants that I wore every day. I had a crappy little polo that I would put on. It was all hot as all get out. July, August, September. I was greasy. I'm walking around the neighborhood. I got these big black sunglasses on. You can't see my eyes. You don't even know who this guy is. This was before coronavirus. So, you know, you had to work it out. My concept was you had to work it out to work out. And then eventually, what that lined me up for was some success down the line, and continued success. If I knew what would have happened just from knocking on doors and being comfortable with going up to some random person and saying, "Hi, can you please sell your house and use me as your agent?" It's unimaginable, but it's funny. It's funny to think about. You know, and the issue is when you get into real estate is most people don't want to do that. I mean, it's crazy. It's nuts. Imagine some guy walking up to your house saying, 25-year-old kid walking up to your house and saying, "Hey, yo, why don't I sell your house?" I mean, you kick the guy right in the face. Let's be real. You're like, who is this guy coming in? You know, I got an agent. Who do you think sold me this house? It just is what it is. But most people, especially getting into the agent side of the business, they're not going to do this. They're just not. They're going to rely on their sphere, their network, whatever you want to call it, their bubble, and they're going to rely on them to refer them business, or they're going to start posting tacky, generic things on Facebook, Instagram, all the above, basically asking people to use them as their agent. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I never did that. I think that's a bad look. I don't think that's from me. We just started getting into the social media game. We wanted to build that strong foundation, which we did. It's actually very strong. And then we can brag about our success only after we know that we've done stuff that the average person is never going to do. Looking back on it, looking back on what we've done and what we've accomplished, that's what gave us the idea to start this podcast. The idea to help people get over that uncomfortable feeling about getting into the real estate space. We were We were uncomfortable from day zero. We still are. We still are. We still have issues. We still have problems. We're property managers. We're investors. We do everything real estate. There's no day off. Every day is Monday. That's not a joke. You will get a call at 4 o'clock on a Friday because your tenant has a backed up lateral line, and you're going to fix it, or you're going to send somebody to fix it. If you don't think that you're going to get this call, don't even listen. Don't even get into this business. My Monday is 4 p.m. on Friday. At least it has been for a while. But all the people that I work for, all the people that I connect with, they are done for the week at 4 on Friday. Saturday is my Monday. You're not going to have a weekend. You are going to always be ready to work. There's no doubt about that. This is something that you have to recognize, and this is uncomfortable. It is uncomfortable when it first happens. It can be uncomfortable for your family. It can be uncomfortable for you, especially if you have children. You've got a significant other. They want to go to the store. They want to, walk around, bop around. They want to check out a new tavern or something like that. A new, what do they call it? A new beer joint or whatever. You guys know what I'm saying. They want to go on vacation. You're going to be on your phone. Don't think you're not. If you're not on your phone, you're not working. If you're not working, you're not in business. If you're not in business, you're failing. So that's what you have to tell yourself, and you have to have this hard conversation with your significant other if they're not going to come along on this journey with you. Maybe they'll see the light. I hope they do. I hope they do. I hope they see the light through you. I hope they see the dedication that you're putting towards this. I hope they admire what it is that you're doing and say, you know what, it cannot be that hard. If it's working like this right now, if it just can't be that hard. We could team up together. We could do the work in half the time. So that's kind of what we want to do. We want to help move you towards that uncomfortable feeling. Excuse me, and expand your comfort zone, because really that's all that is. It's just the expansion of your comfort zone. You're not going to avoid the failure. It's impossible to avoid. It's absolutely required that you fail. You fall on your face. Be ready. Wear a helmet. You're going to fall on your face. It's not going to be pretty. As long as you're not disrespectful, as long as it's not immoral, illegal, or unethical, it is a simple process that everybody must go through in the real estate space. You have to learn from it. You have to fail often. You have to fail often and fail big. Nobody cares about the guy that failed running a mile. Nobody cares about the woman who failed. Excuse me, words are hard today. It's been a long day already. It's only 2:30. Nobody cares about the woman who failed at doing something, I don't know, playing an instrument. First time she picked up a guitar, not knowing how to sing. That's a normal failure. People listen to you when you fail at acquiring something huge, at doing something fantastic, at doing something amazing. Because if your goal, which should be everybody's goal, is to buy 10 properties, have 10 properties in your name, you can fail at buying 10 properties by only buying 9 properties. You can fail at buying 10 properties by only having 7. You can fail at buying 10 properties by only having a measly 4. But you didn't fail other people. You failed actually tremendously. You acquired 4 properties. You acquired 3 properties. That failure right there is what other people would define as success. So at the end of the day, when you think about risk and you think about, that fear of failure, just remember, whatever goal that you set for yourself, that's the only goal that you have to fail at. So you might as well set it big. You might as well set it huge. Because if you only get halfway to $50 million, that's $25 million. That's tremendous. Any person that's an entrepreneur getting into the business is going to understand that the first biggest hurdle that they have to actually get over is that uncomfortable feeling of taking a risk. It just is what it is. And if you don't ever take that leap or move forward into the unknown, you are always going to be limited in your capacity to succeed. You will only win in your comfortable zone, and you will only fail in your comfortable zone because you are afraid of taking a small risk that thousands of people have taken before you, and thousands of people will take after you are dead and gone. So there's really no excuse. And that's exactly why I'm bringing this to you for free. There's no reason you can't do it. We're going to be providing you with the resources to succeed. We're going to be telling you stories, giving you examples, real life situations on what went wrong, what we could have done better, how I could have handled this situation better, what issue happened and came up because I didn't know what I was doing. What better way to learn how to do something than from somebody who literally failed for the first year and a half every single day at something when they were getting into the real estate business. Okay? And just so you know, this entire podcast, this whole situation, this whole thing that we're going to try to bring to you for free, this community that we're going to create, it's just not for everybody. I want to warn you right now, we don't want you to listen to this if you never have the intention of executing what it is that we're talking about. Please, just do not waste your time. That's the last thing that I want to do. I don't want to waste your time, and I don't want you to not find some value. If you're not going to find value in all of the things, or at least attempt to find value in all of the things that we're going to talk about, you just gotta ignore us. Turn us off, unfollow, delete, block, all the above. You guys know better than I do all the things that you can do to get rid of somebody online. Because this is the beginning of building a massive real estate network of people that just want to be part-time landlords, full-time real estate investors, and know how to analyze a property and do a deal. Okay? We want to help, but you have to want to be helped in order to actually get the help. So stay tuned for the next episode. We're going to be putting these out a few times a week. If you want to learn the business and watch how things get done, subscribe, follow, like, comment, do all that stuff. You guys know what you're doing. You guys have wasted years online not ever learning anything. So why don't you waste 5 minutes of your day to listen to me rant and ramble, and you might actually learn something. Until next time, stay safe, gang.